Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Resurrection Motorsports. Glad to see you guys are here. Hope you enjoy the content. If you like what you see or you want to see future videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and check the bell so that you get notifications for when we have new content. We're making some changes around here. There's been some life changes that happened recently, and I'm going to discuss that real quick before we get into today's episode. Long story short, I recently quit my job. Back in January, my wife told me that she didn't think it was the right fit for me. She prayed about it, felt, at peace with me not having a job at the time. Fortunately, she is successful and we're okay for the time being. But that being said, I'll give you a quick story. I never felt like I really fit in my job, in my previous job. A lot of times you work with people and over the course of time you become friends with them. There's a couple guys I felt like that, but as far as the team itself, I never really felt like I fit in or like it was a good fit for me. I prayed to God and asked for answers like, should I be here? Is this the right place for me? Stuff like that. And he gave me a definitive answer, and it was, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was an answer. And looking back, it was an answered prayer. And no matter what time it is or anything, God's answered prayers are always on perfect timing. So anyway, ended up putting in my resignation, and everything's been working out great. So that being said, I'm going to dedicate more time and energy to the channel, get you guys more content up faster, better quality, and hopefully get it out the door so that you guys have more content to view going forward. Couple things: the last video where I showed my personal Mach 1, that car has now been moved to Gavin's house. He has air conditioning in his shop and he can work on it whenever he wants to, instead of having to wait for me to have time. My chair is sinking. We're gonna so with that, he can do the wiring because that is his specialty. He is amazing at that. He's super talented. And he can do it in the air conditioning because in Florida in the summer, it's like 2,000 degrees outside with 500% humidity. It's miserable. My shop doesn't have any creature comforts at all. It's like an oven. It's a metal 900 square foot oven. But that being said, getting my car out of there, since it's my personal vehicle, I can't make any money with it. Get that out of the way, and I'm going to attempt to start getting projects in that I can either flip or scrap or whatever to make some money. And it gives me content to show you guys how to do stuff. Playing around with some other ideas of stuff to get more content up here for you guys, so we'll see if that goes forward in the future. But for today's episode, Gavin has a car. He's been working on it in his spare time, and he's provided some footage for me. He wore the GoPro and did a time lapse. We have since decided that's not the way to go. We're still going to put the content up and let you guys see it. I'm about to talk to you about what you're going to see in this episode, because it is a little confusing what's going on because of the time lapse. And then the next few episodes will be him and I working on the car, because in my spare time, if I can get over to his house, I'm going to work on the car with him. We got some footage of that coming up in the next couple episodes. I'm going to be doing footage. I have some maintenance that needs to be done on my F-150. Gonna be doing some footage of that. Another friend of mine, we did some maintenance and upgrades on his Focus ST, so that'll be coming up on the channel soon. And he told me going forward, anything needs to be done to it, it's coming on the channel, so that's cool. Shout out to David for that. Appreciate that, bud. And we're moving forward. We feel confident that God's got us. We feel more than secure knowing that God is going to take care of us going forward, and that something really big is going to come out of this. Enough of that. In this episode, what you're going to see is Gavin gets the harness hooked up, some of the stuff from the Holley Terminator hooked up, the injectors, the coils, cam sensor, crank sensor, gets power ran. He does a map sensor. It's now using a GM 3-bar map sensor. So he gets that wired and soldered in, because soldering is cool. We don't use butt connectors on stuff like this. It's not the right way to do it. And then he found some issues with the car that the previous 3 shops have just left. They didn't address it. Kind of garbage considering that I've paid these guys, but whatever. It's in the past. It's not a big deal. Then what else does he do? I got some notes here. So he ran the wideband. He mounted the Holley Terminator in the glove box, and he mounted the screen in the center console so that you can, the little Holley, I think it's a 3-inch screen, something like that, to have that. You'll see, like I said, you'll see him repinning the map sensor and soldering that together. He found some mystery wires behind the dash. No clue what they go to or what they do. We're going to trace that out at a later time and figure out what's going on there. You see him lift the car. Make sure you use the jack stands, not the Harbor Freight jack stands, because nobody wants to get crushed by your project. Duh. And that's about it. So, like I said, enjoy the content. This video, I understand it's a little, hard to follow. That's why I wanted to tell you what he was doing. In the next few videos, we have better time lapse, some good tips coming, and we're going to get this project knocked out. And like I said, there's going to be more projects on the channel. There's going to be a lot more content because I have more time to film content. I have the ability to get content, and we're going to knock it out, guys. So again, enjoy, subscribe, and always remember, I love you, God loves you. See ya.